Hi guys. Um, so this is a little, just an idea of what certain plants can do to you. Um, I usually don't react um, adversely to a lot of um, poisonous plants. All right. Now, there's a difference in a lot of these plants with all of us. Our immune system is going to react differently. Some worse than others, some doesn't really affect at all. Some have a severe reaction where they have to go to the hospital. Um, most plants I don't react to, or if I do, I can wash it off with some warm water or some cold water, depending on the type of plant or how much oil I think is on my skin. Pop antihistamine, and I usually am fine. Um, Nettles. Nettles are a plant, stinging nettle in particular, a plant that I react very badly to. Um, or at least in this case, I had a very bad reaction to. Uh, Usually, I've walked through with clothing and felt the prickers prick through my clothing, and it hurts. All right, I'm not gonna lie, not fun. But this one was my own stupidity. I was in the garden. One of the few times I'm in the garden without gloves. Uh, I usually pick the fruit and vegetables without gloves because I know the plant I'm picking. Um, However, I was picking up weeds that I had picked out a couple days before I weeded out. I let die, and then I was going to put all that dead vegetation back kind of into the empty areas of the garden where I walk, and then next season I'll layer it with a layer of charcoal and some topsoil and build that. Anywho, little rabbit hole. I picked it up, and as soon as I picked it up, I felt it. I felt it go right into my ring finger. I dropped it. I looked at it for a second. I grabbed it by the root, and I looked at it like, okay, that's a nettle plant. So at least I know what it was. However, this is what my hand is supposed to look like. So this is my left hand, my right hand. Those are my fingers. I have pretty bony fingers. I have a medium hand. I have a cat that's getting in trouble. Hold on. Neck. Digger's being a little pain in the butt, but give me an excuse to go grab some of this. So that's what my hand should look like. You should see each knuckle. They're pretty bony. If I make a fist, all right, you can see all my knuckles. This hand's been broken twice, so I don't really have a pinky knuckle anymore. This hand now is drawn down slightly. I can now at least make a decent fist. When I woke up this morning, so it happened yesterday, so it probably pushing the 24-hour point. I woke up, this finger is still swollen, so it's still, I don't know if the camera does it justice, but you can see my ring finger here. It is still swollen. If I make a fist, which I can do now, the definition of my knuckles I think you can see the difference. My pinky and my ring finger are kind of non-existent. Meanwhile, these two, still, I would say they're swollen, but you can still kind of see the definition of the knuckles. So by morning, all right, that 24-hour period, even though I had applied some ointment and salve to it, and ice, and took an antihistamine, the swelling went from my finger and basically my whole hand swelled. This finger was on the bottom side a bright red, on the top side it was actually white, because that's how swollen that finger was, and uh, it was impeding the movement of my hand. So I made the decision. I probably need a steroid at this point, and to obviously make sure it was just a plant and not maybe a spider that was on the plant as well, or maybe I had a cut and something got into it to where it started getting infected. I looked my hand over, even with a little magnifying glass. I have on all my compasses. They're useful. No cut, so I didn't think I have an infection. Anyway, emergency room. I was there for 3 freaking hours on my day off, of course, you know. Oh, gotta go to work on my day off. But came back, it's just an allergy. They gave me Benadryl, which I don't really like taking because it makes me sleepy. And when I got home, I slept for quite a bit. But they gave me 1 dose of an antibiotic, which again, I don't really like taking, but I'd rather take it, and if there is any sort of mild infection, that just goes away. But their treatment for it is a steroid hydrocortisone. For the most part, you are going to get a better reaction with this than a natural salve. Reason being, a natural salve has to be used quite a bit. And depending on what else, Tigger, is in the salve, it all depends. So this is a plantain-based salve that I use. Now, get down. You can sit right here and be cute, but sorry. But it's made by the Amish. It's just called the draw salve. Works on bee stings, splinters, and skin irritation. So it's supposed to help draw things out and help with the itch. And I will admit, it helps with the itch. It does kill that. However, sorry, buddy. With the plant and with the oil, drawing, what might have been happening is as it's drawing, I probably should have, every couple hours, still rinsed it off and then reapplied. Behave yourself. Because it's drawing all that oil out. So, might be partially my mistake, but this particular stuff has olive oil, beeswax, chickweed, comfrey, plantain, camphor oil, wintergreen oil, eucalyptus oil, pine oil, and lavender oil. And it's very... No, we're not knocking my camera over, you little pain in the butt. Pain in the butt. And I need to brush you because you're shedding like hell. Lay down. I need to buy another can of this, but it's like an ointment. It's the base of beeswax with all your essential oils in it. That's pretty much what it is. Now, these ointments you get prescription-wise. Hydrocortisone cream. And I'm gonna butcher all these fucking names because it's, you know, same thing with kind of food. A lot of junk that I don't know how to pronounce. Hydrocortisone in a base of glyceromonostearate, polyoxyl 40 stearate. I'll be honest, my chemistry is not very good. Glycerin, paraffin, ceratol alcohol, isopropyl palmate, palmitate, sorry, sorbitan monostearate, benzoyl alcohol, potassium sorbate, lactic acid, and water. I'd rather do this first and see if it helps. If it doesn't, or in this case it got worse, then I'll go to a doctor and get a steroid. Natural remedies are not the end all be all. Technology has improved in medicine over the years to where modern medicine can be more effective in certain applications. But when you're in a pinch and you honestly do not have the option to go to a doctor to get medicinal strength or modern medicinal strength stuff, there are things out there in the world that will help you, that you can make, you can buy without a prescription. It's just the time and the effort of the consistency of using the stuff. You know, and maybe, you know, a plant maybe like Heal would have worked a little bit better. I don't know. When you're doing the herbal type stuff, it's trial and error, especially if you're just getting into it. But hopefully within the next day or two, after using this crap, that'll go away. Now, it has helped because I can now move my hand and not be in pain and actually make a fist. Whereas this morning, I could not close my hand. I could get it to about there, and then this finger would not bend anymore. So, learn your plants. And when in doubt, you don't know how you're going to react to something, wear gloves.